Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel if you are new. My name is Connor, aka Hungry Cow Plant. So this is episode 53 of my Legacy Challenge. Again, I'm doing a voiceover and I recorded myself playing a full sim week. It's been a very eventful week to say the least, and what I mean by that is a lot has happened, so let's get started. On Sunday we picked up where we left off on New Year's Day, but not only is it New Year's Day, it's little Ruben's birthday. He's not going to be so little anymore because he's a teenager now. I just wanted to say that when Ruben aged up from a toddler to a child, I randomised his trait like I have done with all the Sims born in this series, and it's part of the Legacy Challenge rules. So I'm just pointing that out, but anyway, back when Ruben aged up into a child, he got the green thumb trait, like his mom Lola did when she aged up into a child. Keep in mind that when Lola became a teenager, she got the high maintenance trait, and today when Ruben aged up into a teenager, he also got the high maintenance trait. So it's true what they say, the apple don't fall far from the tree. Also, for the first time ever, or at least as far as I can remember, we threw a sim a birthday party. Yes, that's right, Ruben got a birthday party. He's getting the VIP treatment apparently. We invited Lola's sisters and cousins because that's the only family she's got left at this point in time. I'm sure there's others, but I only invited the ones she knew personally. And speaking of Lola's sisters, Lizzie, who is Lola's half-sister and Jess's eldest daughter, for those who haven't watched the series up until now, Jess was my Gen 2 sim and she's sadly long gone at this point. She died of old age and she's a very special sim to me because she was the first sim who I played with from birth to death. But anyway, Jess's eldest daughter Lizzie became an elder this week, and I'm telling you this now because I can't remember what day it happened on, and I only found out myself by looking at the relationship panel. So that's another big accomplishment. Not only is this the first time I've made it to the 4th generation, but it's the first time I've had Gen 3 sim become an elder. And just wanted to clarify, I have played 3 generations in the past, but only until childhood. They've never got much further than that. But anyway, back to Ruben's party. The party was a success, and after it was over, I gave Ruben a much needed makeover. And yeah, that's pretty much everything that happened that day. On Monday, Ruben started his first day of school, and I forgot to mention Ruben's aspiration. Now, if you have been watching this series for a while now, you'll know that I always give my Sims aspirations based on their traits they get. But with Ruben, I did something a little different. As you may know, my Legacy Sims don't have the best luck when it comes to romance. My Legacy founder was a woman called Julia Valentine. She was married twice and had 4 children. Julia's husband, Silas, was the father of her 4 children, but he threw that all away when he kissed someone else in the name of free love. So she divorced his ass and kicked him out of the house. However, unlike her descendants, she actually found her happily ever after when she married her best friend Katrina Lynx. Yes, that crazy cat lady who owns at least 7 cats. But by the time Julia and Katrina got married, there was only 1 cat left, and he was pretty close to the end of his life, so I decided to bring him with us when we moved Katrina in. This same cat is currently buried in the family cemetery that we have in our back garden, by the way. Then, after Julia and Katrina passed away, my Gen 2 sim, Jess, had a bit of a more complicated life than her mum. Jess married a man named Pierce Delgato. Together they had a daughter named Lizzie. But then Pierce divorced Jess and abandoned them when he realised he didn't want to be a dad. And all this was when Lizzie was still a baby, because at this point in time we didn't have any infants in the game. When Lizzie aged up into a child, her mum Jess got married again to a man named Sidney Price, who is also buried in the back garden cemetery. And just to clarify, Pierce Delgato is not buried in the family cemetery because he's not a part of the family, and there's no way I'm burying him. There's no way I'm burying that piece of shit with my Legacy Sims. But anyway, Jess and Sydney got married and they had twin daughters named Lola and Anastasia. By the time Lizzie became a young adult and moved out, Sydney and Jess's marriage started to fall apart and they divorced at Wintervest. How tragic. Sydney then moved out and took Anastasia with him. Unlike her mum Julia, Jess didn't remarry. Instead, she was sick of constantly being mistreated by men and decided to devote her time to her children and eventually her granddaughter Maya, because Jess died before Reuben was born. Then we move on to Lola, who married a man named Darren Rico, and their marriage was a rocky one. They had a difficult family dynamic, but they stayed together and had 2 children, a daughter named Maya and a son named Rico. No, a son named Reuben. Rico is their last name. But then tragedy struck and Darren died when he got too angry, and this was when Reuben was still an infant. Now, it was fun to just backtrack and look back at the past generations, but the main reason I've done this is because I wanted you to get the point that this family doesn't have the best track record in romance. So for that reason, I gave Reuben the soulmate aspiration to try and stop history from repeating itself. But back to what happened on Monday. We went to Willow Creek Park to try and fish out a cowplant berry for Lola's aspiration. And while there, we bumped into Lola's worst enemy, Janine Douglas, who, may I just point out, has a daughter now, a gold digger who potentially murdered her husband to inherit his fortune, has had a child. Honestly, I thought Janine was the last person to want a child, but whether or not she's adopted, I don't know yet. Lola was unlucky in finding a cowplant berry, and she did have a little bit of an argument with Janine, so she went home and decided to try again tomorrow. On Tuesday, Lola decided to try again and went back to the park in Willow Creek. This time she took her sisters. Despite having a nice sister day out, they were unlucky in finding any cowplant berries. Remember, it's Lola's resolution to complete her aspiration, so we are on a time limit. It's not only to find the cowplant berry, but we also have to grow it and hope it grows until her resolution is due. But anyway, when Reuben got home from school, he brought up his friend Belinda Fries, whom he met while there. Remember how I said Reuben had a bad compatibility with another girl from his school? Well, it turns out we don't need that girl because we've got Belinda, and they have good compatibility. And not only that, Reuben got the sentiment of having a crush on her. So that said, I decided to waste no time in working on their romantic relationship, and it worked. They are a match made in heaven, honestly. They had their first kiss that day. On Wednesday, Lola got fed up of fishing, so she decided to spend a good chunk of money on rare seeds. Fortunately, we did manage to get a cowplant berry among other plants and fruits, but we'd spent at least 20 grand because there's seeds cost like at least 1,000 simoleons, I think. And 1,000 simoleons for each individual plant seed. So, and we bought about 20 of them, so, and to get a cowplant berry, so. Nevertheless, we got what we wanted, so we planted it in the back garden, and while that happened, I forgot that cats need more attention. I forgot that cats need more than a fresh meal and a clean litter box, apparently, because Princess decided to run away because she wasn't getting enough attention, apparently. Honestly, I thought cats were independent. Yes, we look after them, but at the end of the day, they don't need us to. They can survive on their own. That doesn't mean you should neglect your cat. I'm not saying you should neglect your cat. I'm just saying they can survive without us. I mean, I don't see why it's a good reason to run away just because you weren't getting enough attention. If I was abusing you, yes, maybe then you could run away. But honestly, a lot of people would kill to have the luxuries that cat has. Princess was just being ungrateful. On Thursday, Princess decided to come home and it was Maya's birthday. However, unlike her little brother, she got a party. She never got a party. Based on the difficult family dynamic between Lola and Maya, I would assume that Lola would just want her out the house as soon as possible. And it turns out I was right, because when literally after I moved her out, Lola wasn't a bit upset, and to be honest, I doubt she even noticed, and neither did Ruben, who invited his girlfriend Belinda over and decided to mess around and officially become boyfriend and girlfriend. On Friday it was Love Day, and today was the day Lola decided to finally move on after losing her husband Darren by asking Darren's brother on a date. They went to the bar for their date, and it was a gold medal event while Lola was having an amazing holiday. The same couldn't be said for for teenage Ruben, because how the hell am I supposed to send two Sims on a date in the space of one day? Especially considering Ruben that goes to school. And also, Lola was thinking about talking about marriage to Aaron, who is the guy she was dating, and also Darren's brother. She was talking about marriage of all things. Like, literally, slow down, Lola. You've only just met the bloke. On Saturday, it was Ruben's turn to go on a date with Belinda. The date was a silver medal event, however. They did exchange promise rings, and I'm hoping she is Ruben's soulmate, if not lifelong partner. And there you have it, another week with my Legacy family. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did enjoy this video, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.